Hello everybody and welcome to this Train Sim TV video. This is Mark. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new Tees Valley line for Train Sim World and just featuring a small part about it and the brand new Class 37.5 which has come with the route. So just taking a look at the moment at the outside of the train. We're in Tees Yard, I believe, which is near Middlesbrough. So this route, the Tees Valley line, was released today as I filmed this video. Features the route from Darlington through to Saltburn on the east coast in North Yorkshire, and it passes through places such as Eagles Cliff and Tees Yard and Thornaby depot, which is here, and it also goes through to the terminals at Redcar, Locomotive and so forth. It features Middlesbrough Station too. And with this route you get the Class 37.5, which is what I'm going to be displaying in this video. You've also got these co-opers with the loco as well. You get the HEA co-opers. You get some steel wagons as well, and you also get a Class 08 and a 3-car Class 101 as well. Class 08 can just be seen over there. So yeah, what we're going to do now is take this thing for a drive. So the loco is already set up for us, we just need to set up the last few bits, which is the controls and stuff. So we'll put the cab light on to start with. Now they've got the cab light on, we can see what we're doing a bit better. This is an autumn morning, it's an empty coal train which we've taken to get loaded at Redcar. It's a Scunthorpe to Redcar working. 6007 I think is the head code, something like 0715 out of Tees Yard. So we put the master key in, we've put the reverse into forward. Now we need to put the headlight on, which is here. Next up, to put the route indicator, which is already on actually, and the instrument light needs to go on. And we can use the dimmer as well on those if we want to, which is quite cool. It does have quite a few features actually, this loco. It's pretty good. Don't know if... Oh, that's quite cool, you can actually hear the heater working. You may not be able to hear that through the actual game from the stream, but from the video, but I can hear that, which is quite a cool little feature. Over here you got stuff like the handbrake, which is already released. You got the cab heaters over on this side. Can't hear anything from those. So we're all ready to go now. I'll put the cab light off. We're heading 7 or so miles to Redcar with this working. We're going to do some loading when we get there, and this is just the departure from Tees Yard. For the departure I'll go to the outside view so you can hear the 37. I have had a little drive of it before, and I do like most of the sounds. I think the sort of negative one for me is the full throttle sound isn't quite right, and the way it powers up sounds a bit weird because it doesn't sort of have any sudden changes like a 37 does. It's sort of a smooth change, but for what we sometimes going to expect from Dovetail, I think it's absolutely fantastic. As you'll see, I'm sure. I think it's a really good representation, and some things are really done to the best I think I've seen them done in a train simulator. So notice there, as I've just notched on there, the power actually took about 3 seconds to get through, which is cool. And you can hear it sort of just revving now. It's just taking power. I'm not really going anywhere because I've not got enough power to move the train at the minute. And then notch on. You can hear it notch up a bit more. They just start to move off. Now that noise, I really like that noise. I think that's really good. Really, I'm wearing headphones and that's a really good like bassy deep sound. So just power a bit more. A bit of flange squeal. And you notice the tone there is correctly changed, it's now just a smooth sort of noise. So as I gradually power up, I actually think the gradual power up sounds are really good. So yeah, I mean those sounds actually are really good. And the best sound I think for me is the bogie sound. As with other train sim world add-ons, the bogie sound really sounds like it's got a lot of weight behind it. So it's yeah, it sounds really good. I think it's the best I've actually heard in train sim world to date. So this route's based in the early years of sectorisation, as you can tell with the steel sector logo on the loco. It's a Thornaby based 37.5. Whilst we're moving along this fairly steady bit, I'll get the manual up and I'll read a bit about it. So yeah, as we head along this section, just looking a little bit in the manual, sorry, you got a bit about the 37.5. The 37.5 subclass came around in the early 1980s. Mostly this particular type of the 37.5 were mainly for steel workings up in the northeast of England really, and that's where they were seen the most. There was a lot of Thornabys, particularly these ones, the lower 37.5 range. So in terms of features of what you get on this loco, you got various things such as the master key, and as I said, the power delay on the control and stuff like that's really cool. You got the lights and the stuff we showed when we were setting it up. You also got the battery isolation switch over here behind the driver. On the other cab you got on the other side, you've got the brake selector set. I haven't actually looked in the back cab to see if you get all the stuff on the back wall. The other end, I'll have to have a look at that probably when we get to the other end. You can refill it with fuel like you can with the other locos in train sim world. And you get a Class 08 and a 3-car 101 with this pack. It's basically the same 101 that you get with Leeds to Manchester, but with the extra car added in, which is quite nice. Would have been nice to see a pacer, I think, but the 101 is nice anyway, so I don't really mind. And with this route, there's quite a lot of signalling options actually. You get quite a bit of semaphore, you get some semaphore variety, you also get colour lights as well. So it's a very steady departure from the yard here. Thornaby depot logo there. Another thing that I like actually is the wagon sounds on these HGAs. Sound like proper bogie hoppers, bogie wagons. Got a Class 101 going the other way over here. Now, the way train sim world works with the horn is it sort of takes a minute or two for it to actually takes a couple of seconds to actually get the tone through, so you can't do sort of quick tones with it. Bit of a delay. The actual sound of it's really good, although it seems to sort of overwhelm the speakers a bit for me. I don't know if that's my speakers or generally, but the sound itself is actually really good. Of course, you get all the other features that you would expect, such as the brake hoses and stuff swinging around under there a lot. One thing I haven't seen much of when I've been driving this actually is any suspension movement on the 37. No sort of bounce or anything, which I think would have been nice, especially with all the jointed track. But the noises are, the sounds themselves are really good, which is it's really encouraging for the future of Train Sim World, I think, because if Dovetail are doing this, can you imagine what developers such as Armstrong Powerhouse would do with the sounds? I think it's a very exciting time. If and when we get the tools. I'm not seeing anything to say we won't get the tools, so when we get those tools I think it'll be fantastic. You can see on the back cab there as well, I'll have a look in more detail soon, but you can see all the switches and everything at the back wall. So let's give this thing some power, see what it does. First of all, I'll try a full, just knocking it straight to full power from idle, see what we get, and then we'll do a more gradual uptake. Pretty good. I'll try again from idle to full throttle because it's sort of messed up there with the other train going the other way. It's nice to see the delayed amps response, if you notice there, and also the whine sort of gradually increasing. It's a shame that the sound isn't like a sudden sort of thrashing sound, it's sort of a really gradual upturn. There's none of the drama that you get in real life with a 37. Powering off sounds quite decent, but the actual, when you're on the way there, it's a little bit bland. The sound itself at full throttle isn't actually bad at all, and fairly decent. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty decent. The sound to go at full throttle. It's a little bit quiet and a little bit sort of, the tone doesn't sound quite right, but it's not too bad. I believe this is Middlesbrough we're about to go through. Yeah, it is. So this is just passing through Middlesbrough station. Looking good once again. Lovely graphics. The other thing that I don't like about Train Sim World, I think, is the sound fading. It's sort of like how it used to be in the old Railworks days, or simulator days, when it used to be only audible from like 300 yards away, when it should be audible like half a mile to a mile away. That looks nice. The glint. So in the cab you've got the windows, obviously you can open those. It does sort of go from one extreme to the other when you open them. You can of course open the cab door as well. So we'll try a gradual uptake in power now. Getting quite a lot of stutter and the sound glitching at the moment. I'm not quite sure why that is. I don't get it on any of the other routes for Train Sim World. Perhaps it's something on my system. There we go, let's try a gradual power up. Exhaust effects are, yeah, not fantastic, but at the same time they're not terrible. There is a bit of variation in colour and sort of texture and stuff, so it's not all the same thing, which is good. It's better than no exhaust effects or no dynamic effects at the same time. It's not too bad. This is Cargo Fleet Station. Again, if you notice, I'm on full power and I'm like 400 yards away and you can't actually hear the engine. Not even 400 yards. So obviously real life you'd hear it at this point. So that's kind of quite a big thing for me. So yeah, as we're now going along at a decent speed, you can hear the track joint sounds a bit better. I think they're really good. Coming along through the heavily industrial area now. Love all the assets with the smoke and everything. As I say, those bogie sounds are really good. You can really hear the weight behind them. Yeah, I like that. Same goes for the wagons as well. I love the light there on the loco. I think it is just lacking the drama of 37 in terms of the actual when you're powering up and powering down. You can't really thrash it, you can sort of just power on and power off. I mean, overall it's fantastic actually. I think it does look a little bit odd from the front, I'm not sure what it is, but something with the nose doesn't look right, but overall I think it's a cracking looking model. Fairly good sounding model as well. I think with standards like this there's a bright future for Train Sim World, so long as we can get customization with it. Wait a minute, we're slowing down. We're only just over a mile from the terminal now, which is where we'll be loading up with coal on arrival. But yeah, I mean that's the one thing I do like about Train Sim World, is that you really feel like you got the weight of a train behind you. You feel like you've really got something quite chunky and heavy. Whereas I think with Train Simulator sometimes it can feel a little bit plasticky, whereas this does feel quite realistic now. I just do hope we get multiplayer with the tools or something, because can you imagine how fun this would be with your mates and everything? Having a proper session on here. So we need to get some brakes in now. As I'm braking, I can see that the buffers have compressed a little bit, which is quite cool. See a little bit of bounce there in the loco as well, which is good. Love those smoke textures as well from the factories, the seam textures, they're quite nice. So we're now making our approach down into the terminal. Pretty impressive looking site. I am going to speed a bit down here because otherwise the video will take till next week just to get down to this siding. So you got another rake of wagons there. I believe we're going in here to do a bit of shunting and load the wagons up. I think the train's due back off here at 8 o'clock or something. Decent flange squeal noises. Quite good. It'd be nice to have a bit more drama so when you're applying power to the wagons, nothing sort of happens. Got a bit of wheel slip going on then, so we can do it again. Oh, there we go. So you see when you do slip, you do sort of get the loco to power off. When the clag changes and stuff. Again, the drama isn't quite there with the sounds and everything, but the fact that it's simulated shows that it's doable. Which again, you know, just imagine what the other developers will be able to do with that in due course, hopefully. And that just looks stunning. With that light. So we're getting ready to stop in a minute. From here we'll be doing the loading manoeuvre. The service. So now we've got to make our way up to the loading facility, which is what we'll do now. See how much I can fly around this place, as usual with TSWUS sort of limited. Looks like there's a Class 08 down here, which is cool. One of the things that really bothers me about Train Sim World, that I don't know if it's an Unreal thing or what, but notice how the sun is on that building now as we get closer. Come on, really? I mean that's a little bit poor to be getting that sort of effect going on. Quite a lot of wheel slipping here. Here's the 08. Nice model. All the Thornaby stuff on it. Looks like the sun is now just literally about to rise. So we should see some sun on the side of the train soon. I'm just having a little bit of a look around this yard area while we're shutting in. A lot of detail has gone into this. What would be nice, but I think, is to see sort of a bit of activity going on, like say trucks going up and down here with iron ore and stuff like that, and coal wagons, and it has that TSW feel about it. It all feels a little bit sort of dead. But that's my biggest criticism, I think, of Train Sim World at the moment, is that it does all just feel a little bit dead. Oh, why is the sun up when the sun isn't up? And that's another little bit of a hate that I have. The sun is apparently on the side of the train now. If I go down here, you may see it again. Yeah, look, the sun's on the side of the train, but there's literally not even any sign of the sun. You can't even see it coming up at all. That's a bit annoying. Anyway, apparently we've gone down the wrong loading road here, but okay then. Hopefully this one will work. If it doesn't, I'll have to shunt back. That's quite good. There's some like loading lights and stuff in here, which is quite nice to see. Now that does look good in here, that's what we said. You can sort of feel the atmosphere with that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. No denying that's an awesome sight. See if these wagons all load up. I believe we've got slow speed control on this actually, so I'm just going to see if this first wagon will load up. Oh, there we go. So it does load up. That's awesome. Okay, so I've had to do a little bit of research into this slow speed control thing because helpfully they haven't included it in the manual, so it's there's no way to know how to use it unless you know what you're doing already, or you've managed to catch this live stream that Dovetail did yesterday, which I did manage to catch, luckily. So, come to a stand, we've got the brakes on. First of all, I'm going to release the brakes on level track so we won't roll anywhere. Next up, I'm going to move the switch around to, the slow speed control switch around to 2.7 miles an hour. I'm then going to put the reverser into, I'm not going to press E, that's the wrong button. And then I'm going to put the reverser into forward. And then just move the power handle into the on position. Now that should be enough. And that should get us moving. It is doing. So now we should be able to see this train get loaded up. There you go. Going a little bit faster, so bring the train to a stand. I reckon that 1 mile an hour is going to be the sort of speed run we're going. So we'll put it on to 1 mile an hour. Again, we'll do the same again. So reverse into neutral. Release the brakes, move this round to 1 mile an hour. Make sure the throttle is off, move the reverse into forward. move into the on position, and again it'll gradually move itself forward. Love the noise of the wagons as they're pulling apart. You can actually see that the buffers are compressing slightly as well, which is really cool. Yeah, I really like this. There we are, we're now loading up the coal. Nice texturing on these wagons as well. It's got that warm look. Basically the train is managing its own speed at the moment, so I don't actually have to do anything. I can just sit and watch the whole thing go through at 1 mile an hour. Thankfully I don't think it's that long, so yeah, we're already nearly halfway through. I don't know if there's any other action going on anywhere near here. So yeah, as I said, you got the I said earlier, you got the route through to Saltburn. Which is actually, it's a fairly decent length route that in itself. And then it goes all the way back to Darlington as well. Across here. So you do get a fair amount of track. It is a little bit quiet. I mean, obviously with the freight side you're missing a lot of different classes of locos which would have run around here, but yeah, I mean, overall it does feel a little bit sort of like, again, like Transpennine does, it feels a little bit like a nuclear blackout sort of thing, like a post-apocalypse world, with very little in the way of traffic. Another thing that would have been nice to have seen is the Skinning Grove branch, but I mean, you know, it's one of those things. Skinning Grove branch comes off just before Saltburn and goes down here. It's not very far, a few miles, but I fully expect that's probably outside of their DTG's development window and budget maybe. Loading's still going smoothly. I wonder if I go through this at a higher speed, if that loader actually comes into play as well. Did the wagon near the front get fully loaded? No. Actually, I think it did. So in theory that means that if you go up to 2.7, presumably both loaders work. We'll give that a try. Slow down, bring the train to a halt. Good chance to show the slow speed thing again anyway. So to turn the slow speed off, we go to the off position. And if you've got two locos, you actually press slave control. The slave cutout, if you've got two locos, then you can cut out the power to the second engine, so you're only using the power on the first engine. So you move the reverse to neutral, release the brakes. On a level track, don't forget. Move this right around to 2.7, let's see what effect we have now. Move the reverse into forward. Power handle to on. Let's see if we move. It's actually taking quite a lot of power to get this thing moving now. It shows the weight of the coal has certainly been taken into account. So there you go. See if the second loader kicks in. You'd think it would do. It does. That's quite cool. Yeah, that's really good. And that's good as well. You can actually, it looks like you can walk up the steps and actually come in here and watch with your avatar if you wanted to. You know, with your player. So imagine doing that in a multiplayer scene. Actually being able to oversee things, I think that'd be awesome. I'd say we've got tools and you can bring in like various locos and trains in. Let's, for instance, put a scenario where you're controlling the depot or something, controlling the terminal. you can actually watch your mate load the train up, check he's doing it properly and everything. I think that'll be awesome. And I think that's where the exciting sort of future for Train Sim World does come into play. I think if that sort of thing can take hold and be, you know, fully realised, then it has got a lot of potential. I mean, as we're seeing with these recent add-ons, the actual game itself, you know, the fundamentals are fantastic now. I think. I don't think there's any real issue with it. There's niggling things and there's stuff that's a little bit annoying, such as like with the I said with the sun fins and the various Unreal things that you can't really have much control over, to be honest. But overall, it's pretty decent. I mean, I would recommend buying this, and I think this is going to bring the video to an end because I've kind of broken the thing and it's been quite a long video already anyway. But certainly I highly recommend this pack. I'm just going to go in the other cab because I said I would before the end of the video. I'll jump in the other cab, have a look at the back wall. Some lovely detailing on this. Let's have a look. You got the cutout switches, your brake selector switches. Fire alarm tester, doesn't really do anything. Who knows if these do anything? Something to try out in another video. So it's good to see certainly that all those details have been put in. I'm just playing with buttons. Oh, there we go. So by flicking the relevant circuit breakers there, I've managed to turn the engine off, which is obviously you wouldn't do that in real life, but yeah, it's certainly got plenty of features. And as I said, I think this shows a lot of potential in this simulator, and you think of all these things that you can do. Just hope that you can fully realise its potential, because when you see that there like that, and you think of if we can get the whole thing built up like we have a train simulator, you know, 20XX, then there is a bright future ahead of it. It's just we need the tools and we need the things to actually be able to do things with it. Otherwise, as a community standpoint, it's probably going to die. Obviously, it needs a community, or we need it really as a community to be able to edit stuff. It gets a little bit boring if you're just playing the game, because it's not really what we've come to used to with train simulators over the years, and I'm sure eventually we're going to see the tools. I just hope that we do. What I noticed while I sat here as well is really cool actually, is that smoke seems dynamic. It's sort of going out in different, it's not just like choking out of one straight line, it's actually changing shape, which is really good. There, look, sort of see there, it's just sort of varying its shape, which is impressive. But overall, I definitely recommend this pack. 20 quid, you get 3 modes of traction. You get the 08, you get the 101, you get the 37.5. You get the HEA wagons as seen here, you get some steel wagons, and you also get... no, sorry, that's it for the rolling stock side. You get this route, which is Darlington to Saltburn, for the passenger side mainly, and then you get all the freight bits around Middlesbrough. And, yep, absolutely, I fully recommend this product. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and appreciate all your subscriptions. Remember to check us out on Twitch. You can check me and Tom out. Tom's on usually Wednesdays and Fridays on twitch.tv/trainsimtv_Tom, and I'm at twitch.tv/trainsimtv_Mark, but I generally stream less than Tom does. And thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.